Hey everybody, it's Keto Baron back with you here on Father's Day. I got a special message, kind of a serious message, one that's very personal to me. For all the dads out there, now this could apply to everybody, but specifically, I want to talk to the dads because I am one, and this hits very close to home and a lot of the reason why I got on this journey. So, first of all, happy Father's Day to everyone out there. Second of all, let's get into this. And when you're a dad, your initial reaction is to put everybody first. At least that's the way I was. That's the way I was brought up. And sometimes even at the expense of yourself. And that's what I want to talk about today. Uh, we do it. We work long hours. If you're anything like me, even though I work in an office for the last handful of years, it's been really tough, long hours for me. And on top of that, we have all these activities now that we're with our kids at, whether it's travel, baseball, hockey, football, lacrosse, dancing, pinata whacking, you name it. We're out there with our kids going all the time. And what happens is we spend so much time worrying about those things. Our diet takes ourselves and our diet really take a second seat. And that's what I really kind of want to discuss today was the part of my story, and I've mentioned in other stories or other videos. The part that I want to discuss was I did that. And when you go through a day, typical day, you're working hard, you're busy, you grab something quick for lunch. It might be a couple of cuts, it might be a burger and fries, anything along those lines. Heck, even bagels. You're on the go, and then you come home, and immediately you got to get together and go out to your child's sporting event or practice or what have you. So you eat something real quick that's probably not healthy just to kind of give you a little food, or you go and you go out to eat. Uh, I was guilty of that a bunch. And then by the time you come home, your child's hungry, you're hungry, and you eat again. And it never is anything healthy, not as healthy as we'd like or we think. And that's where kind of the problems come up is we're so on the go that we forget to take time to take care of ourselves. And then food becomes like this refuge for us, right? It becomes like our source of some happiness. Like we might have had a rough week, we might have been running all over God's creation for our child's sports, but at the end of that, we want to enjoy ourselves, and we talk ourselves into, hey, this I'm gonna eat this, I'm gonna drink this, I'm gonna put this stuff into my body because I'm gonna feel better, and it does. It works. The carbs feed that dopamine, it feeds that pleasure, that reward principle in your mind, and you end up doing it. And what really surprised me is as I opened up to this to my family and friends, the number of dads that were in a similar situation as I was, and kind of would tell me on the side, like, yeah, I'm having a little bit of problem with my A1C2, or my blood sugar is not where I want it to be, or my blood pressure is high, or any of the ailments that are related to your metabolic disease and disorders. They would kind of come to tell me that stuff, and what I realized was I wasn't alone. I was doing it to myself. It definitely helped. My son went to college. That then I could really focus on getting my diet right and not using those excuses and not trying to justify the poor dietary habits that I developed while running after and putting everybody else first. That I could really take time for myself. And I would encourage everybody to do the same. Whenever that off season is, you don't have to wait till they're in college. You should probably get on that now. Uh, and I know what some of the answers are. I've had these conversations with people, so I know, and I know what some of the reservations are, which is like, oh, I can't live without bread. Think about that for a second. Like, does that sound a little funny? Like, I can't. You probably could live without bread. Like, I'd be proof that you could go 10 months without bread. Bread is not going to nourish and let you thrive. It's probably harming you health wise, or the treats, or the ice cream, or the burger and the fries. Like, yeah, you want all those things, but that's not what your life has come down to. And if you're a father, you want to be around to see your kids, to see your grandkids. Maybe you have grandkids now. Maybe you're at that point of stage in your life, and you want to be around as much as possible. And wouldn't you do these things? You'll do anything for them, right? I would do anything for them. Well, why wouldn't changing my diet be one of those things for them? And I know what people say. They say you only live once, and I get it, but I disagree. The one thing I've learned over the last 10 months is that you live every day. And in order to get the most out of each of those days, you got to take care of yourself. You know, the movie Shawshank Redemption, Red says either get busy living or get busy dying. And it's really what you have a choice for, and it's really something you can positively affect with your diet. You can affect your mood, you can affect the way you feel. One of the benefits of a ketogenic diet is it reduces inflammation. All those grains and all that sugar causes inflammation in your body. So even if you're not type 2 and you have problems with sore knees, legs, back, and all those things, it's probably time to look at your diet and figure out what you need to do to get yourself right. I would argue you owe it to your family, you owe it to your children, you owe it to your grandkids, and more importantly, you probably owe it to yourself that you don't go down that road and you don't end up the way I did, which was in the hospital, which was feeling feeble if I wasn't in the hospital, and not being able to kind of do for myself. And the thing that really opened my eyes was the strength that I got from doing this every day. How my body felt, how my mind felt. It made me a better parent in the long run, so that when I went to go see my son, I could listen to him with a more even mind, and really focus on being good counsel for him where he is at in his day, at this stage in his life, and not trying to overparent and not trying to dictate how his life was going to go. It really gave me peace so that I could be a better parent. And I would suggest that if you have issues like that, with your A1C, with your glucose, with your metabolic health in general, that consider taking time for yourself and get that right so that you can be a better man and you can be a better father. That's all I have for today. I'd just like to close and remind you that no food tastes as good as success feels. Have a good Father's Day, everybody.